Don't watch me, watch Nolazine TV. It's the best video ever and subscribe to it.
Hi, this is LashMeUpChaun, owner of Opulence Beauty Bar, and you're now watching Nolazine TV.
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
So we're gonna start off with this. How did you actually come up with the names of both of your businesses?
Okay, so I started off doing lashes, so LashMeUpChaun just go together. And opulence, it means beauty, it means luxury. So that's basically what my business is beautifying women on a luxury level. So I just felt like that name stuck, it went with my services.
So when did you actually become an entrepreneur?
5 years ago, you can say. I've always hustle at the drive to just do my own thing. Of course I had a regular job, but I just felt more passionate of being on my own and making my own schedule and kind of maneuvering around what I want to do.
Okay, so being an entrepreneur, because right now everybody feel like they can be entrepreneurs. So
right.
So tell some people what are some of the struggles that you had to actually deal with?
I would say the biggest struggle for me being in the beauty industry, you have seasons. So around some seasons is really lucrative and other seasons is really, really slow. So you have to kind of manage your money being an entrepreneur, because if you don't work, you don't make money. It's no way unless you're doing it an online business or, something that's generating money all the time. But sometimes that even stops. So if you think about it, when you have a 9-to-5 job, you have your set hours, you have your set pay, when you could go in, when you're going to get off. But if nobody book you, you're not making no money. So I feel like that's the hardest thing, because you constantly have to work hard on trying to make sure you have revenue, trying to make sure you promoting yourself, trying to make sure everything that you have to offer is being in rotation, because if you don't work, you can't eat. And that's the hardest thing about being an entrepreneur, because you have to keep on pushing. It's no off days. At all.
No off days. Huh?
No off days.
Okay. So far as your business, far as your businesses, did you ever have to turn down one client? And if so, tell people why.
Okay. So now I turn down clients because I don't have time. But before that, everyone don't have lashes, so it's kind of hard to put on something when someone don't have something. And starting off, it was really hard for me to explain that to people. They'll show me, oh, I want my lashes like this, but if you don't have enough natural lashes, ma'am, you can't get that. So it's turning somebody down when they want you to do a service is, to me, the hardest thing. And like I said, sometimes I don't have time. I overbook myself, and that just hurts my little heart, because it's they don't want to go to nobody else. So I have to try again for the next day. But other than that, I try to take as many people as I can, because my clients love me, they support me. I've been doing this for 5 years, so I try not to never turn nobody down.
Okay. So far as opening up your own business and beauty blog, how did you actually find your how did you find this location?
So I kind of stayed in this area for the past 3 years, and I keep adding new things to my services. So I feel like I needed a bigger building. So I kind of did my research. Before this, I did have a building kind of bigger than this, but I guess it's all in God's plan, because you could want something and then it just might not be your timing. But I've always wanted something where women could come in and be beautified. Women could just come in and relax and just take a day off and get all of these services. So I guess my passion and what I wanted to offer drove me to this particular building, because I have multiple rooms. I also have other girls that do different services, so it's kind of a one-stop shop for women, and that's what I wanted. So yeah.
And so it's one woman's cave.
It's a woman's cave, yeah, because I just offered facials. Like that's something new to my menu. I have teeth whitening, and I'm about to start doing body waxing in January. So it's like I keep adding different services. The only thing we don't do here is like nails, but we do have a hairstylist. We have a braider. So yes, it's kind of like a woman's cave. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, but you owe me 10% for that.
You got it.
So how do you like advertise on like your business?
I'm kind of old school, and a lot of, I want to say maybe 85% of my clientele, they are older, and I feel like the older generation is not really on Instagram and Facebook. Is word of mouth. You know, it's like, oh, you know, this is who do my lashes, because I have clients that, you know, work in offices. I have clients that's lawyers. I have clients that's work for the mayor. So when women in these high places, they have to be beautiful. So sitting here looking at somebody and like, oh, your lashes are pretty, or your makeup is, oh, Shine did it. But they an older person not gonna say, oh, pull out your Instagram. You know, so promotion and me promoting myself is like half and half Instagram but half word of mouth. And I think word of mouth moves faster than social media, if we're being honest.
Okay. So also, what are your like company's goals?
Right now, my goal is to continue to add more services. I am looking for a bigger building because I feel like we're closed in. So my goal right now is to make sure all the girls, you know, are making money, and also making sure that we stay open, basically. But I am working on opening up a university. Like, I want to be a professor. So right now, being focused on that business, and this is like, my goal is to allow young women to feel like it's not a pressure to be an entrepreneur, because a lot of people do talk negative about it. But if you have someone that started how I started, and then 5 years later, I guess, blossom, it's like, I want to motivate someone and let them know, like, you could do it. Like, whatever it is that you want to do it.
Okay. So what's like unique about your business?
The owner. I guess the atmosphere, I guess my services, the uniqueness is what I have to offer, a different look, comfortness of my clients feeling like they're going to get up and feel beautiful. Being unique is very different. Like, it's hard to be unique, but it's nothing you should do, like, it comes. So if you're unique, then that's in you. That's nothing you could buy. That's nothing you could try to like manipulate into the way you look. It's given from within.
Okay. So what are your like responsibilities as one business owner?
My main responsibility is making sure that the lights stay on, making sure that I could afford this building, my business, even if I didn't have none of my rooms occupied. Like, I have 6 rooms and I have somebody in every room. But in my mind, being responsible is, even if I didn't, am I making enough money to not only take care of this building, but my bills, my son's tuition, stuff like that. So it's a lot, but I'm doing it.
Okay. So also, how did you actually come up with the idea of like all this?
Okay, we could talk about it. I guess I didn't want to talk about it, so we can talk about it. About 5 years ago, like, I wasn't in this industry. And before my son dad passed away, I asked him, I'm like, I don't want to do what I was doing at that time. So he was like, well, what is it that you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know, but I want to do something no one else is doing. Like, everybody's doing hair, everybody is doing makeup. So he was like, well, do lashes, because I always put the individual lashes on. Like, I always did my lashes. So he was like, well, how about you just do that? And I was like, you know what? Okay. And then I just started researching lashes, because I didn't know if I wanted to sell strips. I didn't know if I wanted to do individuals. Like, I didn't know where I was going to go with it, but I just knew I didn't want to do something that no one else was doing. And I researched, and I started working in a nail salon. Like, I took a lash class and I started working in a nail salon, and I guess it just took off from there, because I was actually the first Black female to work in a nail salon amongst Vietnamese people. Like, a lot of people don't know that. And I went to Lucien. I'm like, listen, I took this lash class. Like, I did the research. No one is doing mink eyelash extensions. Like, let me show you my work. So I worked on a mannequin, and I did like 2 people lashes in a nail shop. So she was like, you hired? And I was like, yes. But that was hard for me because I had to be quiet amongst a different race, you know, and that was a struggle. Like, that really was a struggle, but it molded me to be humble and to be accepting around, I guess, different cultures.
Okay, I have a good question for you.
Okay.
What's your advice
pertaining to what?
What's your advice to one on a younger female trying to follow in your footsteps?
Don't follow my footsteps. Listen, cause I played, like, I ran the streets, I did a lot, I danced, like, I did everything I wasn't supposed to do. Like, I did all of that. So a lot of girls, I think they look at Instagram and they look at social media and they feel like, oh, I have to be this way, I have to look this way. Like, I did all of that. Like, I tried to fit in, like, I tried to hang, like, I got my body done, I got things altered, but none of that worked. Like, so I wouldn't recommend nobody to follow in nobody's footsteps or look at nobody and be like, oh, if she doing it this way, I'm gonna do it that way. If it's wrong, don't do it. Like, the best thing that you could do is what I did. Go to school, get your education, get your license, go back, get certified, like, take classes educational wise, because looks is really nothing in the real world, if you ask me. So don't follow the bad footsteps of me. Follow the business. You know, I'm very motivated and passionate about my business. Like, I'm up reading, like, I'm up studying, I'm up trying to research, I'm up writing manuals, because at the end of the day, my main focus is to own a school. So I can't party, like, I can't really socialize, like, I can't hang, you know, because I'm like, in 5 years from now, when I'm a professor, how is that gonna look? 5 years ago, I was, you know, so it's like, right now I'm molding myself to be my future. And I feel like that's something you should want to pay attention to, not running the street. Like, it's not wrong, but it's not right.
All right.
No judgment, you know, but I did it, and I feel like if I would have just been more focused, like, if I would have just, like, got with it instead of, like, I guess being a follower or chasing a crowd, like, I would be so much further than what I am now. And it's like mind blowing, because it's like, what the fuck, like, what was you doing, Sean? Like, why was that?
Experience.
It's a growing experience, but when you look back, like, I'm 30, so if I felt like this at 25, like,
everybody don't have that same journey though.
No, but if I'm making almost over 6 figures now at 30, if I would have I could have been at my like, you know, I think about stuff like that, like the money, like,
if your
it's
mindset
like,
was there
but
at
my
that age.
mindset was not there.
You know, like, a lot of people don't know, like, it just depends. Like, around that time, it depends on like, who in your life.
Your company, the company I kept, and no disrespect to anyone in my past, I felt like,
but it's a growing experience,
right? And you can't be around people, like, right now, like, my friends are owners. Like, I have friends like Malika, you know, she, like, really helped me with honorary credit. Yeah, so it's like,
shout out Malika.
Right. So having, like, a mentor like that to be like, Sean, like, handle your fucking business, other than, yeah, girl, let's go drink, or let's go pull up on this, you know, so it's like different conversations motivate you. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta get it together, because I have a son, and, like, I'm raising a king, and I don't want him to have to hustle. Like, I don't want him to have to, like, do what mommy and daddy did. Like, I want him to walk into, you know, his wealth, and I gotta build that.
Oh, but last but not least,
okay,
tell everybody, you know, how can they find you, and also, I'm like, how can they actually, book your services?
So I have a website where you can book my services. It's LashMeUpChaunCosmetics.com, and I also have lash products. I have my booking where you can contact me if you have any questions or concerns. But my Instagram is LashMeUpChaun _ and you can find everything on there with my product, my services, my times. Yeah, so basically that's just that. You done?
Nolazine, make them scream. Nolazine. Make them SCREAM. Scream. Nolazine. Make them scream. You heard me.